I know Valentine's Day was yesterday, and I just want to say one thing, okay? If you're feeling like you want to spiral or something, or like you want to reach out to someone you shouldn't talk to, or you know you shouldn't talk to me instead, okay? Let's chit chat. Let's talk about it, okay? Because there's this big deal around this time of year that makes anybody who doesn't have somebody feel like they're not loved. And I think that's a crock of crap, okay? Hi, how you doing? How you feeling? The energy is like a jackhammer. I don't know if your heart's like beating like crazy and you want to do like 1,000,000,000 things, but you also want to take a nap, but like you also go try to do those 1,000,000,000 things, and then like after two of them you're like, I need a nap. Just surrender to the rest. Like do what you can and then surrender to the rest, because you can't force any of this, and we try to, and there's just no point. Okay, so I want to talk to you about self-love. Okay, I know that there's a lot of things swirling right now about romance and all those things, and that's great. Romance is beautiful, but the basis of all of it is the love that you have for yourself, the way that you treat yourself, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you have love for yourself, boundaries for yourself, respect for yourself. All those things determine who gets attracted into your life. Because when we don't have boundaries, we don't hold people to a certain standard, and then they can just kind of like swim around and do what they want, and we're like, it's okay, don't worry about it, but you're literally dying inside. So like, this is the dynamic, and it's a very real thing, and I want you to stay grounded right now. Okay, do not go cling to past hurts, things you know didn't work out, just because you feel like something's missing. The thing that's missing is the attention on yourself, okay? Because let's be real. If it's not real and you're settling, do you really want it anyway? Because I don't, okay? Like, I want a whirlwind romance. And maybe to some people that sounds bizarre, it sounds whack, it's not logical. I don't care, okay? I love love. I want it, okay? And if it ain't it, I don't want it. All right? That's how it is right now. That's where I'm at. And I don't want this time of year, this whole thing for people to feel like they're missing something, like they're not lovable because they didn't get gas station flowers. Okay? You don't want gas station flowers anyway. Do you? No. So don't settle for them, okay? I went to Target the other day. I need a body wash. The line was so long, it went all the way back to the deodorant because every guy in town waited till the last minute to buy their girlfriend's flowers. There was no creativity, no thought about it, just the flowers and chocolates. Think of something else. Okay, my point is, you want someone that's on the same level as you, okay? And if you are in a relationship, I mean, this could apply to you as well, because sometimes we're in the wrong relationship. Ooh. But click off. Oh, my energy is so wild lately. It's insane. Loving yourself is the basis of everything else, because when you're not sturdy in yourself, you can be pushed very easily. So like, think of your boundary line. Think of like a line in the sand or something, or like tape on the floor, okay? And you're in a wheelie chair. Okay, if you don't have boundaries, you established your boundary, right? But you don't have like the respect for yourself to like hold them, because you're like, well, I don't want them to leave. I don't want them to, think of me like I don't care or I don't love them. So you're easy, and they can just push you, You know, you just roll right over the tape and they're like, she's fine. And that's how they know to treat you, because they know it's not going to be serious. They know that they don't have to hold themselves to a certain standard. They don't have to be anything specific, because you never initiated specifics. And always, I say it every time, no judgment, no shame. I've been there, I've done it, okay? That's why I'm saying it. Because you want something real. You want something true. You want something beautiful. And we settle. We settle for things that aren't that, because we're like, well, that doesn't exist. Well, you exist. So why would the universe make someone like you who believes in all those things, but they wouldn't make like the opposite of you for you? But you have to align to those things. You have to be the person that you're looking for. You have to adopt those qualities. You know, you want someone who's confident, someone who knows what they want, someone who is on the right path, and all these things. You have to be that for yourself, because if you're not, then you can't align with those things. If you look at the world in a way of energy, everything is energy, everything, like whatever matches itself, you know? I don't know what the saying is, like, like and like, they meet, whatever it is, that saying. But you have to become those things for yourself, but you have to do it for yourself, because so much of the time we're doing things for someone else. You know, we're going to the gym to get someone's attention, or we're doing our makeup to, you know, whatever. We're doing things. We stay a certain way to keep certain people, and we conform all day long. And we want all these deeper, more meaningful relationships with people, and we don't hold ourselves to our own standard to find them. We stay in places that keep us settling, and you can never find different energy, different people, if you remain in a low vibrational place. I hope this is making sense to somebody. It's really hard to like become your own best friend. Like, be so comfortable in your own solitude that you really can find out who you are. You know, not attached to anything. Like, we conform to things and we settle, and then we're like, oh, well, I never really liked doing that or being that way, or, you know, agreeing with that way of life, or that mindset. And then you find out how you were really kind of like doling yourself down to stay somewhere because you wanted it. And life will show you sometimes, if you ask for the clarity, that what you think you want isn't really holding you to your highest standard. Like, if you're with someone and they're not elevating you, and they're not elevating themselves so that you can both grow together to meet like your, it's not even like a thing of like, I'm not talking about money and status. I'm literally just talking about like personal growth. Like, if you're a person of personal growth, you don't stay in one spot very long, okay? Because like, you're always growing, you're always fixing something, trying to be better, you know? So you meet somebody in a certain state, and then a year, 2 years later, you're growing, but they haven't done anything to kind of match that energy. Like, you're not the same person anymore, and you outgrow them. So if this message resonates with you, you usually outgrow people really easily. And it's not, it's not because they're bad or anything like that, or their fault. It's like, it's just, you have to find someone who's your match, who is the same way, who sees life through the same lens as you. Because if you don't, you're always going to be like, kind of like hitting yourself up against the wall. Like, why Like, why doesn't this like make sense? Or you're always going to try to be changing somebody. And if you're constantly trying to change someone to be something they're not, that's not fair to them. And that's not fair to you, because you're settling for something. And then you're also, you know, constantly telling them that they're not enough in a subconscious way. And it just doesn't align. And we stay in places and we want more, but we don't think we're worthy of more. So we just sit down and settle. And I'm not doing that anymore. So I don't want you to do that anymore. And like I said, this time of year, everybody feels like I didn't get like a letter, or I didn't get flowers, or I didn't get chocolates. Go buy yourself some chocolates, because let's be honest, you probably wouldn't have bought you the right chocolates anyway, so go get the candy you want. It doesn't mean you're not lovable. You are so lovable and so worthy and so deserving. And there's somebody out there who wants to give you all those things, and you don't have to ask. There's always clear communication, and someone obviously has to understand and learn who you are as a person. But you know what I mean? You don't have to pull teeth to try to get met. And if you want a life of ease like that, then the work has to become internal first. Because then you have to see why you keep yourself in places that don't align with you. Why you crave more. You've always had more in your heart. And especially like a love. Like some people have like a love in their heart. Like me, I love love. I love love. I'm the biggest hopeless romantic you'll ever meet. Okay? Rom-com. Sometimes I watch a sad rom-com just to feel it, because it's real and it's raw, and it's like, I want that. That's not crazy to want. It's on my heart for some reason. Okay? And I've always tried to assign that role to other people. And then I would be disappointed when they weren't that thing. And it's like, well, they're not them. So keep moving along, you know? And we stay in places longer than we should. And it's not fair to either side. But like there's nothing wrong with wanting those things, because and I'm not saying like everything's like a movie. Okay, I get that. A lot of the Disney movies are actually toxic if you really look at it. But there's nothing wrong with wanting a soft love, a safe love, a place that honors who you are and supports you, and doesn't make you feel like a smaller version of yourself just to be chosen. There's nothing wrong with that. Wanting something real. And so many people are out here. I know. I mean, the way the world dates now is like kind of really weird. and everybody's kind of pretending. So then like just focus on yourself. And elevate yourself, and put your time and energy into what matters to you, and live your life, and you will vibrationally rise, and you'll soon elevate, and you'll find people that come into your sphere unbeknownst to you, and you'll find your tribe. I know that it's like, it's something you got to wait for, and we don't want to wait. We want, we want it now. We want instant gratification. We want someone to swoop in, or friendships to come in. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. So it's like, you don't want to be alone. And honestly, God and the universe probably are isolating you for a reason, because you have to learn these things. You want these things. You're meant for certain things. You have callings on your hearts for certain things, certain reasons. And you have to get in tune with that, because you can't fulfill what you're here to do, who you're meant to meet, if you're looking in the wrong direction. We want outside validation. We look to somebody else to give us the things that we're supposed to give us ourselves. We're like two halves. They're like, you're my other half. It's like, no, you need to be completely whole in who you are to find another person who is whole in themselves. And then when you come together, you're not like having to teach the other person how to show up, because you both know how to show up, because you've both been through the things that taught you the lessons and taught you the ways to communicate better, best, or, to communicate at your best, and learned that, it's okay to take accountability for things, and be a safe place for another person to hold conflict. And those things are so important, because when we don't have those things, everything else is just chaos, and it's anxiety, and it's energy all up and down, and we think it's love, and it's really just not. Wanting the things you want is not bizarre. Okay? Half the things that exist in this world are bizarre. So I don't believe that what you want isn't out there. I don't. Like, if someone like me exists, someone who is the opposite of me exists. You know what I mean? It's like the universe and God wouldn't put such a thing on your heart to just like walk this world alone for the rest of your life. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I just know that a lot of people feel lonely. And when we feel lonely, we reach out to other people that maybe we shouldn't. And this message popped up on your feed to remind you to love yourself more than to go back to things that hurt you. Because why do you deserve to be hurt? If you are feeling a sense of loneliness, that's okay. But do you want to feel lonely and heartbroken at the same time? Like, you were doing okay until a random day, a random holiday made you feel like you weren't worthy. Don't do that to yourself. Please. Please. The girls who have someone buying them chocolates, half of them are not happy. So it's like, everything's a front, everything's a show, everybody's posting, and we see these things, and like, you don't know you're seeing a photo, and it's like, oh my God, like, I want that. You have no idea that like 20 minutes later, they're in a massive fight about something. Like, okay, so like this world is like presented in such a way that makes us feel like such crap about ourselves. And you gotta just like shut it down, close out the noise, because it'll make you spiral, and it'll make you reach for things that aren't healthy, that don't align with your best interest, okay? And you should be the love of your life first. You should be the love of your life first. Because if you can't love yourself fully, truly and fully, how can anybody else? How can you teach anybody else how to love you if you don't even know how to love you? Okay? I know that was kind of all over the place. But I just felt like someone maybe needed to hear that, because our society makes us reach for things, makes us think things that aren't true, and it muddies our minds, and it makes us believe that we don't have, the picture perfect thing, and the picture perfect thing isn't usually picture perfect. I can't tell you how many photos I was in that I was completely miserable, and I posted them. It was a shit day. Looked like I was out and doing things, but it was a shit day. And anytime I saw that photo, well, that was a shitty day. So don't get so wrapped up in the presentations, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's so hard to be in this generation because we're so disconnected from so much. Everybody's on a screen. Everything is like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Everybody's trying to show up in a certain way. And then it makes people feel like they're actually like not on track. And everybody's life is different. Okay, we think our timeline should be like everybody else's, and that's just not the case. And it's okay to have a different story than someone else. It's okay to have something take longer to come into your life because maybe it's truer. You know, people can obtain materialistic things all the time. It doesn't mean they hold them forever. You know, how many times have you seen someone who has everything and then their empire falls? Like, not everybody is made to hold it. Just because someone has it doesn't mean it's going to last. So know that if something's taking longer to come into your life, it's because God's doing a new thing in your life. And to be true and real and honest, everything has to align first. And it teaches us just a form of patience and surrender, because sometimes when we're in a state and it's like, really, again, another lesson, another heartbreak, another something, it's like, when is it ever going to be right? And we don't realize how God and the universe, they're refining us for the things that we actually want, because like I said, we have to be those things first for ourselves. We can't just be like the worst version of ourselves and then get like our fairy tale. We have to become the version of us that meets that other person. And they're also doing the work somewhere else, working on aligning with you. So if you believe in all that kind of stuff, I mean, I do. I'm sorry, the world is a crazy place. I don't think that people are supposed to be so divided and so alone and so, yeah. So if you're feeling lonely because of this weekend, I just want you to know that you are a badass bitch, man or woman. Okay? And somebody one day is going to be so blessed to have you because you're an answered prayer. So keep becoming the version of you that you have to become to be that prayer, and for someone else to be that prayer for you. Okay? But do it for you. Don't do it for the plot. Don't do it, you know, for someone else. Do it for yourself, because that's the true growth. Being able to detach yourself from the instant gratification, from, you know, just give it to me already. It's like, well, if you could have the thing you wanted, like the thing you wanted so much, but you knew it would take like 6 months to come, you know, it's like, could you soften up a bit? Now, that's not me saying that like someone's going to come in 6 months. I'm not calling that. I'm just using an example. But like, you know, if it's meant to happen when it's supposed to happen, can we soften into that? I have a hard time like thinking like that. You know, it's like, but I want it now. And it's like, you're not ready, girl. Go sit down. But I don't know. I just wanted to tell somebody today that you are loved. You're so loved. Look at your family, look at your friends, look at your animals, look at the people that really matter. Like, don't like not see them because you're just looking at the one person who maybe didn't love you right. And then go like text that person. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not spiral. Let's not sabotage ourselves, okay? You're worth more than that. I love you, okay? If no one told you today, I love you, and I think you're great, and I think you're beautiful, and I think you're capable of anything you put your mind to, and I think you're creative, and I think you're a catch and you're a package, and focus on that. Let yourself like really like lean into that and become that for you, because anybody can be taken away at any moment. Anything can be taken away at any second, but you have you. And being so strong and sturdy in who you are as a person is more meaningful than anything else. Because no one can take that. No one can take that from you. And you don't deserve to be an option. You don't deserve to be, you know, on someone's back burner. You deserve to be front row and center. So be front row and center for you. And then you'll find someone who wants to put you front row and center, as you will do the same for them because your energies match. That's my preach for today, okay? I just wanted to chit chat with you. I just wanted to talk to you because there's just so many distractions out there, and it's so hard to stay grounded and focused and rooted. And I just wanted to remind someone today that you're worthy, you're lovely, you're beautiful, and you are deserving of the dream that you have in your heart. Maybe some people think that that's crazy, but I choose to believe in it. So that's up to you, what you decide to believe. But I think that if we can all really focus on ourselves and give ourselves the love that we're searching for so deeply, when we are full, our own cup is full, we will find the people who match our energy. Okay. I love you. I will see you in the next one. Stay grounded. Bye.